All right, it says we're live. We're going to give StreamYard that wonderful little time to let everybody know, hey, we're out here and we're live. But yeah, guys, we have a treat tonight. We have a potential first-round NBA draft pick sitting right over there.
I sure hope so, man. What's going on, everybody?
I am going to be able to pull this up when he's like Michael Jordan-ish and go, yeah, I knew him back when he was in college.
Yeah, that's
But
right,
guys,
man.
if you have been sleeping under a rock and you don't know who this man is, Devin, please take a moment and introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, what's going on? Like Chris said, my name is Devin. I have a YouTube channel that is called Beard Code. I do a whole bunch of just beard-related content, reviews, tips and tricks, a few different, just rules that I kind of associate with being bearded. That's kind of where the whole gist of Beard Code came from. But yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I've been at it for a few months now, since around the end of March was when I started. So it's been fun. I'm also a college student, so I am very, very busy between college academically, and I'm also a college basketball player. So I have my hands pretty busy. I'm a triple major right now in biology, biomedical sciences, and psychology. So if one major wasn't enough, I decided to go ahead and get three, and also kill myself trying to play basketball at the same time. So I've got my hands very, very full, but I'm very, very excited with what life's got in store for me. And of course, I really enjoy content and having a beard, so I decided to go ahead and slap that onto the agenda as well. I don't know where I find time to sleep, so don't ask that question. But yeah, man, I'm excited to be here.
Nice, man. We are so happy to have you here. And let's get through the usual stuff that we always do. Looks like Daniel the Bearded Apprentice has first. There's Joshua Ricks. Matt the Sports Beard. Don't get me started about the socks, brother. Ryan, welcome. Jersey Ron. Code You Don't Count. Johnny Grooms, the man with the best name in the game. Bluegrass
What's up, everybody?
Ken. We got Brian Hershey. There's Faithfully Bearded. Anybody else I'm missing? Hey, Bill Rivers. Yeah, right? Johnny Grooms says it best. When you blow up and get that big-time NBA money, we want rookie cards.
Hey, man, that's the plan. I'll be sure to keep the whole bearded community in mind if I ever get there. So.
And we got Gabriel Caldwell. Hey, Jody, how you doing? All right. Seems like, oh, hey, there's LaFleur and Company. Dude, Gary. Well, other Gary, how you doing? And there's Drew's Nitro Shop. Okay, I think I got everyone. Now, guys, normally we're going to start the show with a little bit of joking at his thing, but it's September. It's Suicide Prevention Month. It's Suicide Awareness Month. Let's get honest. We already know suicide exists. Guys, you see a great organization scrolling right down below, all right? It's a wonderful thing that helps a lot of veterans trying to reduce that number. If you're out there, you're struggling, and you're having a problem, remember, you matter. Your life matters. You matter to somebody. Reach out and talk, and there's a great organization, right down below. Half-Baked and Bearded, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. All right, now, you're in what? Your early 20s? Don't give the exact number, but early 20s.
Yeah.
And a triple major.
That's right.
I have to give you all kinds of respect for that, because most people I knew in my early 20s, I was in the military, and we were too busy, drinking beer, partying, barbecues, doing dumb stuff that requires people like you to go, what kind of a moron were you? But you're in your early 20s, and it's just weird how you've got your life so set straight, your career path, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. It's amazing, man. I mean, what do you attribute that to? I mean,
Man. Yeah, no, I appreciate the kind words. I really do. But don't get me wrong. I do a lot of dumb stuff. If you ask my girlfriend, my sisters, or my parents, they will all tell you I do plenty of dumb stuff. So don't get me wrong. You're not the only group that attributes to the dumbness every once in a while. But yeah, a lot of it was. I think a lot of it was just like my mom. She's always been somebody who was never satisfied with me setting goals that were pretty low. So she always kind of pushed me and inspired me to do more. And I always felt like I was capable of doing more with her help. My mom's been like my superhero in my life. So
moms are good at that.
Emotional. Yeah, man. My mom she's like the Wonder Woman of my universe. So she's always kind of been somebody who has helped kind of push me to do more, to do better. And then there's never settle with anything. So I think a lot of it came from mom. She was a big part in that. But as far as what I want to do with my career path, as weird as it sounds, I'm a huge introvert. For those people who know me, I tend to keep to myself, and I kind of stay inside my shell. But I've always had like this huge passion for helping people do things and improving lives in ways that they didn't see possible for themselves. So I think it's one of the big things that draws me to healthcare and working in the medical field, stuff like that. Is it's a lot of it has to do with helping people. Like that's ultimately your goal is to improve somebody's life in some way, shape, or form. So I think that's a lot of what kind of inspired me to enter or pursue into that area in life. Has just been my passion to help people, and it's kind of weird because it's hard to be introverted and have patience and have to talk to people and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
I was about to go there. I'm like, what are you gonna be, one of those doctors with like a little iPad that like types everything, turns it around, and they're like, I'll check this one and this symptom and that, and you're like,
see, yeah, I'm hoping technology will allow for that, but no, I've kind of come. I've been in a lot of situations. On the basketball court, you have to talk. Like there's no way. It's like that with sports. You have to
yeah,
communicate. So I've had to kind of learn to teach myself to be extroverted, not necessarily all the time, but in situations where you don't really have a choice. So I've become comfortable enough in social settings and talking to people that I can get by. It's still not my forte. I'd much rather be in my dorm room by myself, watching YouTube videos or something. That's just kind of where I find energy and find comfort. But I can definitely get there and get the job done. It's kind of something that I just have to adjust and just deal with the card that I was dealt. So
well, yeah.
I'm excited for that. But that's probably going to be one of the most tricky things I think for me is I'm very extroverted or introverted. So when I'm put in those situations where I have to be an extrovert, that's going to be something that'll kind of take a toll on me a little bit. I think it can just kind of be draining. So.
There you go. Your first question from the audience. Who do you play for?
Yeah, so I play for a small school. It's a small private Christian school in the middle of Kansas called Tabor College. Most people have never heard of it. It's literally in the middle of nowhere in Kansas. Yeah, that was the only reason I came out here originally was to play basketball. So,
And there's the
oh
first one.
man, all right. I was waiting for the first one. I was wondering who was going to throw the first joke, but I figured it would be only right if it was Joe. So, all right, Grandpa, we'll let that one slide for now.
Mike, I see you, brother. How you doing, you sexy mother? You, Mike.
Hey, what's
I'm
going
telling
on,
you.
miners? What's up, guys?
Now, guys, if you want to see some really interesting content, go subscribe to his channel. Okay, he puts in a lot of hard work. He puts in a lot of effort. He produces great content. Go check him out. He deserves your watch time. He deserves the likes, and he deserves those wonderful comments that how should we say, us YouTubers crave. It's like. It's like your feedback of doing a good job. Sometimes it's a hey fat boy, which on my videos I say a lot. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's me. I own it. I don't care.
All right.
Yeah. But I do like the fact you circled everything back to your mom. And no, there's no mom jokes coming. Don't worry. I know I've used my share for the year so far, but thank God we're in September and that New Year's coming to restart.
Right. I'm sure you're counting down the days for that, but
maybe, but still. But I do love how you give her credit because moms, in my opinion, can be one of the most driving people in your life, or they can be one of the most destructive people in your life. Because I know, like with dads, they're usually suck it up, get moving, let's go.
right.
And you're like, okay, I want that attention, I crave that attention. But moms, you have that bond with most people in great families. I'm not saying mine, so don't read into that, anybody out there. All right. But it's just weird how, wow, okay. There we go. Of course, Tyson. He's got to throw the first Chief joke out there.
No, Tyson, no, absolutely not, man. Heck no. It's all Broncos around here. Even though I'm in Kansas, I'm still a Broncos fan, so don't worry.
Yeah, but it's like those. All right. Does she still put that boot to your butt every day when it's needed, or does she like farm it out to Angel? And I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, so yeah, Angel, yeah. I'm still 7 hours away from home. It's about a 7 hour trip between here where I'm at in Kansas and back home in Colorado. But my mom still has no problem. She will call me. She'll FaceTime me. That's part of the reason I wanted to get so far away from home, is so that way I could kind of get away from her breathing down my neck a little bit. But no, she definitely still has a large part in just motivating me and kind of keeping me on track. But she has definitely started to pass a little bit onto Angel. Angel, I like to call Mom 2.0 every once in a while because she's no joke, man. She is just an extension of my mom, and I think it's all as corny as it sounds, we all kind of need a woman like that in our life sometimes to kind of keep us, on the right track, on the right path.
Well,
So,
yeah. And other Gary, yes, I have mentioned this amazing guy to you before. I really, truly have.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I honestly believe, as much as I give my better half a lot of crap, because she likes to, I don't know, make fun of my beard oil obsession, or I should say beard care product obsession.
Right.
But, she's always, aren't you going to film today? Don't you have this? Don't you have this live feed? Aren't you supposed to be doing this? I'm like, damn, woman, get off my back. You're not my boss.
All right. I feel you, man. My girlfriend's the same way. She'll see me online, looking to buy, some sort of new beard oil or something. And she's like, do you really need more? You have enough, don't you? And I'm like, just be quiet, you hush for a second. But then of course, she's the one, a lot of times I'll tell her kind of like my plan, be like, hey, I'm planning to film here soon. And she does a really good job of kind of keeping me on track with that and holding me accountable. And she even
Mike.
hey, what's up, Mike? But yeah, she was giving me a lot of crap for not putting out a video for a couple of weeks. I've kind of been transitioning between moving back out to school and kind of getting a film set up, figured out and situated in my dorm room. And she gave me quite a bit of crap. She was like, people are going to unsubscribe and they're not even going to remember who Beard Code is and blah, 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 because you haven't put out a video in so long.
We will never forget who Beard Code is, because we all, and I'm speaking for the beard community, all love New Code. Yeah, I'm just saying, we can never forget who you are.
It's fair, man. I think a lot of people would much rather watch her on camera than they would me. But hey, I don't blame you guys.
Not to mention your mom with her priceless comment. Can't you just pause the internet?
Yeah, she is something else, man. She doesn't quite figured out that the internet doesn't pause for anybody, but we're hoping to get her there.
Mike, you're one to talk. I know who your wife is, brother. And like Beth, don't crack that whip. Come on, I'm more scared of her than I am anybody else on this planet. Hurricane Beth, guys, do not make that woman mad. I'm telling you now.
Hey man, they've got a special superpower. They can strike fear into anybody.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. You may be 8 hours away from your mom, but go ahead, piss her off and not call her one day. Within 30 seconds, she could be bang, bang, bang on that door, and you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, there's a couple, there'll be a day where I don't answer her FaceTime call, and she knows we're out of practice already. She's calling my coach, where's Devin? I'm like, you are out of control, Mom. But hey, it's good for me every once in a while.
See, I've got kind of a similar story. Like when I joined the military and I was in basic training, my mom is former United States Navy, so she knew how to speak. And she was calling my basic training unit masquerading as an Army colonel to get updates on me every day.
Yep. See, that would definitely be something my mom would do for my younger sister at the Air Force Academy. That is something that she would do all day long, trying to figure out what was going on with her, because my mom had it tough when I thought she was going to lose herself when I was gone and left for college. But I mean, she could still talk to me anytime she wanted. But when my younger sister left for basic training, whoo, boy, it was not pretty. She about lost her mind. She was ready to drive up to the Air Force Academy, and they're not going to stop me from seeing her. Well, yeah, they will, Mom. But you go ahead and go up there and try. Let me know how that works out for you.
It's the Air Force. Nothing big, but still. All right, let's get to the first great burning question of the night. What got you started on your YouTube career? What made you go, I can do this?
So it had been back in March or so, kind of when all of the, good old pandemic had started and the good old virus started going around. And I had been sent home from school. And originally it was only supposed to be for 2 weeks. My school had said, hey, you're going to leave for spring break. We're going to give you an extra week after that, and you guys are going to come back. So it was around the end of March. We were anticipating coming back. That was when obviously things didn't go quite as planned. They shut, pretty much the whole country down. And I just kind of been sitting at home, with nothing to do all day long. And I had kind of been in the community for a little bit. I watched a bunch of videos. I knew most of the reviewers. I was always kind of in live streams here and there when I had time, but not really, making any sort of content. I didn't do any sort of reviews, nothing like that. But while I've been sitting at home, in March, I just got really, really bored because I didn't have much to do. I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours a day doing school work or homework or, writing papers or whatever. And then the rest of the day, I was just kind of stuck sitting at home back in Colorado with nothing to do. I couldn't really work out. I couldn't play basketball. You couldn't go anywhere because everything was closed. So I got really bored and just kind of was sitting at home all day watching Netflix and YouTube. So that was when Dan C. And Scuba and a few other guys had kind of been on their push to trying to inspire people to start making content.
I remember
it wasn't
that.
necessarily beard content. They were kind of like, hey, just make something, just get in front of a camera, turn it on, and do what you do. And so I was kind of like, hey, I've never had any sort of like YouTube channel, anything like that. And I was like, maybe I should start making content. It'll give me something to do during the day, so I'm not just sitting in front of my PlayStation all day long. So I was like, hey, why not? Let me start. I'll make something.
I've been there. I get
Right.
hooked on video games, and like I told Devin in the green room a little bit ago, guys, I got things going a little bit late because we just got the brand new Avengers game,
Mhm.
and I've been having a problem all day getting through this little area, and I'm of course 20 minutes before it's starting to go smooth, 10 minutes before it's going great. I'm like, I gotta do a live feed. No, but still,
But
Mike, I see your thing, brother. What do you want to give away? We'll do one tonight for minors.
that's awesome.
And guys, like Chronic says, hit that thumbs up. Mike said it, not me. All right.
But yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, I just kind of just been at home, really bored, didn't have much to do throughout the day. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. So I kind of was thinking, well, let me make content. I didn't know what the heck I was gonna do. And at that point, I kind of developed a decent little collection. Nothing quite like Tyson's or what I have now, but I was like, hey, like I've got a beard. I have some beard oil. Like I can talk about it just like anybody else does. Um, and so I was kind of like, let me go ahead and start reviewing, doing stuff like that. And next thing I know, I'm, 6 months into the review game, almost 6 months into the review game, and I'm absolutely loving it. So
Nice. And see, look, you already got fans. You got Bluegrass going. He needs that, Devin jersey. You got
yeah,
Andrew going, I want a bobblehead.
like, I'm gonna have to talk to our to the J shop where we get all of our fan gear and see if we can. I know Ken wants a jersey. I know Matt, a sports beard, wants a jersey. Get a couple of jerseys to a bunch of guys in the community. That'd be kind of cool if everybody puts it in their backdrop for all the videos. Put Devin Ricketts or maybe put Beard Coat on the back of my jersey number. That'd be pretty cool. But
I already told
yeah,
people, and they don't believe me. Like when I had the whole screw up with Bearded Motivation, and he produced that picture of the What the F Day, WTF Dave t shirt. I'm like,
hmm
I want it. I want it autographed because it will be sitting like right back here somewhere in every video I do.
that'd be
So
perfect.
yeah, you produce a jersey and autographed, yeah, it's up there. And Mike,
Love it,
we can
man.
do that with the new CBD, no problem, brother.
That is
Yeah, we,
awesome.
we can easily do that. And Johnny, I just saw your comment. Wrong one. Crap, hit the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Johnny, it's great. It's pulling me in. I like the fact that your heroes aren't overly powerful to begin. You have to build them up, and you have to go through the whole thing and try to get good team going and everything. I like the storyline so far. But
Pretty cool.
getting off track on that. All right, so Scuba and Dan, of course, those are the only two people I seem to hear everywhere, except from my boy Big Man Bearded who mentioned me. Still love you for that, Rodney. Still love you. So they got you going. All
Yeah.
right, now in your short YouTube career, what do you think is your biggest success to date? What would you say you did that and you were so proud of it, you want to outdo that video?
Man. Um, I don't know. That's a tough question because, in all honesty, like I'm never pleased with a video when I put it out. I
Wow.
think that's
Okay.
just like my inner perfectionist. Because there's always things that I know could be better. Whether it's hey, I could have worded something different, or I could have phrased something different. My tone could have been better. Um, I've recently upgraded to a new camera, so it took me actually a couple of weeks till I finally got satisfied with the new camera settings and audio and stuff like that.
Hey, yo, man.
Hey, what's up, Scott? And so I'm just never pleased with a video. And it kind of gets to the point where I'm like, Devin, like you have to put out a video. Like you can't just not put out videos because I'm never going to be satisfied. I've come to
Yeah.
the point where I realize I'm just never going to be 100% satisfied with the video. And if I ever get to that point, then I'm either lying to myself or I did something really, really right. So, like at this point, like I really like, there's nothing that I feel like I've done that's so
No,
extraordinary
Joe. No.
that I feel like, oh, like I made it, in terms of like my content or my videos. I will say one of my most recent videos with the new camera, I was really proud of that one just for the upgrade in camera quality. I went from shooting on my iPhone to shooting on an actual Canon M50. And I absolutely loved the quality upgrade with that. For anyone who kind of saw that video, you can tell a big difference in all of my old videos to now. It's a like night and day difference. So I was really proud of that one. But even in that video, there was plenty of things that I'm like, oh, my lighting could have been better here, or
Oh, yeah.
audio could have been better. And so that's just kind of like my inner perfectionist. I'm always looking for ways to strive and upgrade things. So
Okay,
I
Mr.
just
Inner Perfectionist. Now let's flip that coin around. What do you think is your biggest screw up for a video that you put out?
Ooh, I would say all of my first, I don't know, probably handful of videos that were so cringeworthy. I showed no like emotion, personality, like nothing. Like I, they
We
were,
know we've all
yeah,
been there. We've all been there, you
right.
know?
And everybody kind of says the same thing. Like we've all been there, done that. And like I absolutely hate those videos. Like if every ounce of me wants to delete those off YouTube, and
10, Joe. 10.
hey, there you go. Must be pretty good. Every ounce of me just wants to, delete all those videos, but I keep them there as a kind of reminder of how much I've grown. I actually went back and watched my very first video the other day, just kind of, out of the blue. And it was so bad. Like it was so bad. And there's a few guys, who have been supporters and were like, in my first like, 5 or 10 subscribers. And I'm like, I don't know what in the world made you just, decide to subscribe to my channel because it was so bad. But I think it's a really cool reminder of all the growing that I've done. So those were just really like crappy videos in my opinion. But I think we've all kind of been there, and it's a cool reminder to have. When I go back and look at newer videos and how much I've grown, how much more comfortable I am on camera, all sorts of things like that. But
See,
those things were really bad.
Yeah, that's the best part. I mean, my very first video was like a military briefing. Seriously, and it was over a book. I'm like, I am Chris. I am the president, the CEO of this. This is the book. It's this many pages. Here's pictures. It will do this. It will do that. And I'm like, you look back at it now, your finger hovers over that delete button, but you're like,
Right.
let's leave it alone,
I hear you, man. Yeah, it's just, and I think like that's just something that's going to come with everything. Like nobody picks up anything and is just, a perfectionist right off the bat. And if you do, I am incredibly envious of you. Joe.
When you watch his videos, you have to watch it with Nick. When Nick only says maybe 5 words the whole video. That's why I called him, oh God, Ed McMahon. Joe was Johnny Carson, and you got Ed McMahon and Nick over in the corner going, yes, smells good, right?
Perfect. That's man.
It's that old military thing, Gary. I'm sorry. My kids really hate it when it's going right at them because they know. Oh, they know. And yes. All right, guys, seeing how Mike over at Miners was so gracious to do a giveaway, we're going to do that right now. All right, guys, we got like 20 people in here. So we're just going to go with a number 1 to 10. Do not go yet. Don't go yet. We're going to do the Dan C rules, only enter once. Whatever number I see first on my screen, that's the winner. What's that? All right, Bearded Dragon, hope you're doing good, brother.
Hey, what's up, man?
Glad you could drop it in, man, and say, hey, thanks for hitting that like. All right, guys, so like I said, give me a number 1 to 10. Now go. It's from Miner's new CBD oil.
That's awesome, man. That's a really cool giveaway. I'm hoping I need to scrape together some change for some ramen noodles or something and put that towards the new CBD stuff this weekend when it drops out. I guess it's out. Yes, it was out yesterday, but I know Joe's doing one on Friday. So yeah,
for the Mungie line, which ought to be really, really interesting.
All right, yeah, that'll be
a demonic clown with the CBD oil. Okay.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on some of that. That'll be cool.
See, that's what I hate about StreamYard. It's all nothing, and bam.
Gotta love StreamYard, man. It just explodes on you.
I know, right? Seriously, guys, 1 to 10. It's not that hard. There's like 2 numbers that haven't been chosen. You know what? I don't even care. Go again. I just wanted someone to get this.
Apparently nobody wants to win. I mean, I'll take it if nobody wants it.
You already won. Be quiet. Someone passed up on to you last week. Okay, hold up. We got a winner. Hold up.
There it is.
The man. Other Gary. He's the first one who tagged that too. Guys, I don't know if it's going to come out, but there we go.
Awesome.
Gary, get a hold of Miners Beard Co. They will take care of you, brother. All right. So, this is going to sound really, really weird, and so I can clear that out. Walk me through a typical, Beard Co. day. Because if you've got 3 majors and you're playing basketball, and I love how you said you barely sleep. I know you made that bed behind you when you first got there, and you've probably never laid in it since,
Yeah, I take a few power naps here and there, but but no. So yeah, typical day. So my schedule is pretty heavily loaded on the front end. When I kind of say that, I mean more so in the morning. They try and do that with as many athletes as possible for the sake of having afternoons as free as possible because a lot of times we have practice or film or games and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So typical days, I'm actually in like 7 classes this semester, which is more than like anybody ever normally has. Most people have like 3 or 4 at a time when you're in college. I have 7 classes this semester. So typical day, I typically have, maybe 3 or 4 classes in the morning. And normally I'm done by about 1. So then I am pretty much in class from 8 a.m. till 1, kind of on and off, and then
Yeah.
sometime in between there, I'll go grab lunch and do some stuff like that. But come about 1 o'clock, I come back to my room and I will typically, tell myself I'm going to lay down and take a little nap, quickly before practice and workouts and stuff like that. Most of the time, that just turns into me watching YouTube videos, and I kind of just lay there in my bed, so I don't actually take a nap. But yeah, so then I watch a couple YouTube videos before practice for about an hour or so. Jump up. We have preseason workouts that we're doing right now, or in-season workouts, just kind of depending on the time of the year. So we have workouts, which are typically about an hour. Then we typically have like a 2-hour practice. So that's about 3 hours of my afternoon. We normally get done about 4 or 5 o'clock. So then that typically means I come back, I shower real quick, and then go eat. And then it's it's on to homework. I've got typically probably 2 hours of homework every night. So I sit down, study, writing papers, doing all kinds of good stuff, knocking out some of the homework and the schoolwork. And then after that, I actually work a few jobs on campus as a way to kind of make some money to feed my beard product addiction, as well as kind of feed myself.
I was
So I
going to
have
say
to eat in
there,
a cafeteria because the
Mr.
cafeteria
Barista.
here, yeah, the cafeteria here is nasty. So one of the jobs that I work on campus is I'm actually a barista at our nighttime coffee shop. So that one's open from 7 to 11 o'clock at night. So typically once or twice a week, I'm working a shift over at the coffee shop. So I'm, hanging out, making coffee. Occasionally, I'll, be watching YouTube videos on my iPad while I'm not making drinks if nobody's in line. But
Nice.
and then it's back to the room, and that's typically, I finally finish doing homework, or I get off of work or whatever. It's typically about 11 o'clock, almost midnight, and then that's a lot of times I still need to, film and do stuff like that, or catch up on other people's content. There's a lot of channels out there that I like to watch. I end up sitting down and I either plan out content and film, or I will sit down and watch other people's content for a few hours. So typically I go to bed about 1:30, which is not very healthy. I should probably get a lot more sleep than I do because I'm typically up the next morning by about 6:30. So kind of just depends on the day. Sometimes we have 6 a.m. workouts, which means my day starts a little bit earlier. There's 2 or 3 times a week we have workouts and conditioning and stuff like that at 6 a.m. So I typically get maybe 5 or 6 hours a night of sleep, which I mean, I get by. Lots of coffee drinking. That's what I'm drinking right now.
He's like, just tap it in the veins. Let's go.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, just give me a little good old caffeine injection, and we'll keep it moving. But yeah, so I just lots of running around, and obviously, of course, throughout the day, it's a lot of like 15 minutes of doing this here, 15 minutes of doing that
Right.
there. So I really try and take advantage of if I have 10 minutes of downtime. I will, pull out a notebook and study for a couple minutes, or try and knock out a couple paragraphs of a paper, or doing little stuff and really trying to take advantage of just little time. Because for a while I'd be like, oh, 10 minutes isn't going to make any difference, but it makes a huge difference when you have so much going on.
Day, yeah, with
Right.
your time management skills, especially being a triple major, that you've got to
Right.
have that on point.
Exactly.
Now, guys, here's a challenge for everybody who's going to be watching this later, and everybody over there in the chat. You want to see one of the most outrageous, funniest photos? Go find him on Facebook. Pre-beard and doing the.
I saw that. Delete that, man.
I saw that yesterday. Oh no, I got it. Go ahead, delete it. I'm gonna put that out there. Hey, we had too much fun picking on Bearded Life Joe when his brother gave us very interesting pictures. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you know this man, go find him on Facebook. Yeah. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, I got a new blade and it bit me twice. So, yay, man. Dude, opening and closing. I didn't even know it at first. And I'm like, why? Why does my hand hurt? Why? I looked down and went, ah.
Yeah, I will say, if anyone out there finds me on Facebook, Just know my profile picture was, I think I was like 14 or 15. So I mean, it was only like last week, but I'm just kidding. I can throw a couple jokes at myself, but yeah, that was very much so before the facial hair. So
You've
don't
got
let
to
that
be able
scare
to
you
laugh at
away.
yourself. You've got to
That's
be able to laugh at yourself.
exactly, man.
All
It's
right,
all it's
hold
all
on.
it's all fun and jokes every once in a while.
Oh yeah, you just got to. I mean, if I don't laugh and how shall we say, laugh and break down a little bit at times, yeah, it would be really really bad in my house.
It's
And
good for the soul.
guys, not that I would ever show that publicly, ever.
Yeah, man. I think I was. Oh man, I think I was like maybe 14 in that picture.
I
So
love the little racing straight line up there. Got it
yeah,
on
that
nice.
was. Yeah, I used to have this long hair, and yeah, that was before I could grow hair down here, so I had to grow it up here. That's what I had to do.
Too late, Ken. I've got pictures of you.
All right, no kidding, Ken. Better hide it.
I love it. And Gary, he was so little. He was so itty bitty little. Look at him. Look at him.
I know, man.
All right. So, one of the things I talk a lot about on my channel, because I'll be honest, we know all about your bearding journey. We know about a whole heck of a lot of stuff. So, I'm going to take you in a different direction tonight.
Cool.
And we do this a lot. We talk about mental health and stress and how we cope with it. Now, one of the big questions I ask everybody, especially the first time they're on my channel, and you've heard me ask this to people before, I believe deep down inside ourselves, there's something that separates people who want to get up, want to be successful, even when they're beat down, dragging ass tired, and don't want to get out of bed. There's that one little thing that makes them get out of bed. What's Devin's?
Yeah, so it all ties back into my mom. So there was a time growing up where things were real crazy at home. I don't mean crazy in a bad way, but my mom, it was on her own for a while. It was just her and her three kids, me and my two younger sisters, and she did everything, man. Like she was working full time, she went to school full time, she still was raising three kids on her own, and trying to kind of get us through all of our chaos and stuff like that. So. Yeah, that's right, Ken.
I'm counting on it. Euthanasia will be a fun thing. Devin, just put me out of my misery. Where do I sign?
But yeah, so there's times where I think, oh man, I don't want to go to class today, or I don't want to go to practice today, or I just don't want to film, or I don't want to do anything, whatever it is. And I think back about the times when my mom was doing everything, man. She was raising her three kids, going to school, working full time. And she did it, and she never, once said, I don't want to do this. I'm giving up. I'm too tired to do it. So I think about all that she went through, and as much as I complain about all that I have going on, man, it was nothing compared to what she was doing. So
Yeah,
I think
I can
back
see that.
to
I can see
to
that.
all that she was doing, and it's all the reminder and the kick in the butt that I need to say, hey, look what your mom did. And so it's always kind of been like one of my lifelong goals and missions is to find some way, even if it's in the tiniest way possible, to pay her back for all that she did. So. I know that there's no way I can ever repay her for everything she did for me and my two sisters, but like my goal is to
She's
go make
counting
it
on you being that doctor. Are you
right.
kidding?
And so I tell her all the time. I said, like I know you, and my mom loves what she does. She works in the healthcare field too. She works in labor and delivery and delivering babies. That's what her lifelong dream's always been. But I tell her all the time. I'm like, you better enjoy it while you can, because between me and my two younger sisters, like you're not working once we're steady and we're making money, like you're not working anymore. Oh, I'm never gonna stop working. I'm never gonna. Yes, you are. Like I've got to repay you in any way I
Uh,
can. Like you're done working,
wait,
mom.
wait, can I be there and film that when you stand up for your mom? That is going to be an epic beatdown. She's going to
That
be like,
yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, man, she will be 70 years old, and I will still be terrified of that woman because she strikes fear into my eyes without a doubt, without hesitation. So,
My
um,
grandma, who's dead and helped raise me. Yeah,
but
I'm still scared that
yeah,
woman's going to come back from heaven and beat the crap out of me.
right. I hear you, man. But
Oh
yeah,
my god,
that's
I can just see that a code beatdown. I need help. No, you pissed her off. You deal with it.
right.
You
That one's on
know.
your own. I can hear it now. Yep, you're on your own on that one. But
Now I think that's cool. So one of the other things I kind of often wonder is how much do you get stressed out as a triple major? And like, I know there's got to be a way other than just mainlining caffeine to get through your day. Because I
yeah,
always used to joke, being in the military, I ran on hate and anger all day long with the side of Mountain Dew. And
yeah.
How do you deal with that as a triple major, a budding basketball star, and not to mention keeping the better half happy? That's got to be a full plate for you, and you've got to
Yeah.
like go in that room and I don't know, cry yourself to sleep in a shower at night. Going, I can't do it. I can't do it. But how
Yeah.
do you do that, man?
So, man, I wish I had a single answer for you because trust me, it's a lot. For me, basketball has always kind of been this sort of like, escape from reality for me. I
Nice.
was, I just always had this huge love for basketball. So, I mean, there are times where, it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm stressed and I'm, in my head about all the assignments I have coming up or, just life being away from home, trying to keep the girlfriend happy, like whatever it is. I will grab my basketball and go dribble around campus, or I'll go in the gym and just start shooting. That's always kind of been like a sort of
Nice.
escape from reality for me, which is kind of nice because like it's always been a huge passion of mine, but I've never gotten to the point where I felt like basketball became a job. And I've always told myself whether it was hip right an IV full of caffeine. That's the plan for medical school, I'm sure. But I've always told myself like if it's content making, if it's basketball, whatever it is, as soon as it feels like a job and it's no longer a passion, then I'm done.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've been
I
fortunate enough that I've never run into that scenario with basketball yet or with content making. So those are two things that really help me escape because it's such a passion for me. And don't get me wrong, it takes work to play basketball. Like it's a full-time job being a college athlete. Between workouts and film and individual training, practices, all that kinds of stuff. Same thing with content. Like there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of content creators in the chat know about.
Yep.
You and I both kind of understand, but I don't think viewers necessarily catch on to right away. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So as much work as I put in for both of those, like it's still a passion and it still kind of gives me a way to relieve some stress because it's just so much fun for me and it's a passion. So those are two of the really big ways. And of course, another one's always been music. I'm a huge music fanatic. So a lot of times, like if I'm just feeling stressed, like I would just sit down, I put my headphones in, and don't talk to me for the next 45 minutes. So I unwind. I just kind of listen
Yeah.
to music.
I did that
So
pretty much all day last Saturday. I was like, just go away. Daddy's got his headphones in. Move. Leave. Nope.
yeah,
Mommy's home. Go bug her. Leave me alone.
right.
And it's weird for me. It's almost like the same concert that I replay consistently. That 20 minutes of Live Aid where Queen was on stage and ruled the world.
Mm-hmm.
I will replay that just back to back to back to back to back and just lose myself right in there for a little bit,
Right. Yeah.
Or if I'm
Man.
feeling really violent, I'll go load up Assassin's Creed Odyssey and just start killing, Spartans or Athenians and be like, all right, Daddy's better now. We're fine.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah, but it becomes kind of a game in my house. Inside that game, they have wildlife that attacks you. And one of the bad things are like wolves. And one day I just went, man, I hate the Paw Patrol because Brianna was so into Paw Patrol. And I was just like, yeah, there's Rocky, there's Chase, there's this one. Then eventually my kids are like, which one made you mad today, Daddy? I'm like, killing Rocky. Leave me alone. Had to watch that one.
Yeah.
Especially now that my kids are doing Zoom learning. I guess I'm that parent on day one who got caught in the background swearing at a video game. A mass email was sent out saying we are so sorry for the profanity that leaked. I'm like,
all right, live life, man. It's too short.
Exactly. You just get into it and you go and you have fun with it,
Right.
But now, speaking of that and having fun, what is your content creation process? Because I know everybody does things a little bit differently. Like I'll review a product one way, you'll review it, Dan C will do it, Joe Bearded Life will do it, even though no one watches him, but still.
Yeah, so I've actually gone back and forth kind of with how especially like my review process for a product. So when I first started, I would use it, pretty much exclusively for a week or so. That would be all I kind of used. And that was kind of like my process for a while. As of recently, I've kind of started to do something a little bit different. So for about a week or so I'll actually use a product, but I'll kind of sprinkle in. So it might be 2 or 3 days here, and then I'll go back to a product that I know works really, really well for me. And then I'll go back to using that again. That way I can kind of gauge.
Sober Chef, he went down. Sorry, Devin.
Yeah, and then I'll kind of do, like I said, 2 or 3 days. I'll go back to something that I know works really, really well for me and that my beard really enjoys, and then I'll kind of go back to that product that I'm testing. And that's kind of a way for me to, kind of gauge, because I think
Okay.
it's, there are a lot of times where we have reviews. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but a lot of times you say, yeah, this is really good. Yeah, this is really good. Well, for me, I kind of want to be able to give an insight as to how good, right? And I don't do any sort of like ranking system or anything like that on my channel with my reviews, but I'd rather be able to kind of, explain that with more words. So if I say
Right.
it's good, I can kind of gauge really like how good is that compared to some of my other things that I know are really, really good for me. So that's kind of been what I've been doing the past month or so. I'm still kind of up in the air if I like doing it that way or if I'm going to go back to kind of just doing something for a week exclusively. But that's kind of what I do in terms of like my testing process and stuff like that. And then, of course, when it comes time to film and review all week long while I'm testing something, I kind of keep notes, in my phone, or I have like a little notebook that I call my little beard product Bible. So I'll keep notes on, how long a particular scent lasts, how did it make my beard feel, did I have any
Yeah.
issues with it, kind of just all my notes that I think, will feed into a review. So I kind of keep track of that all week long, and then I'll sit down, I take all those notes, and I plan out my reviews. I don't write any sort of like word for word script, but I'll take bullet points of exactly everything I want to hit. So
Yeah.
I
I,
do
I was
research
going to
with,
go there and ask if
yeah,
you had show notes or anything, because I
yeah,
usually do when I'm filming. I'll keep them like somewhere nearby that I can
hmm
refer back to when I need to.
yeah. That's how I am. Because when I first started, I tried to just remember everything off the top of my head, and I realized, oh, I forgot to talk about how much this one cost, or I forgot to talk about how long this scent lasted, or I forgot to talk about the ingredients of something. So I sit down beforehand and I kind of plan that out in the order that I want things to go in. That way, that's all kind of done and situated and figured out. So that way, once it comes time to film, I can refer back to it and just kind of go in order of the script notes that I've come up with. That's kind of what I do. And then, of course, after I film, I'm not somebody who can shoot in one take. That is not my specialty. I cannot do it. I am incredibly envious and jealous of everybody out there who can.
It's
Um,
easy.
so, right, and I'm just, I think it's that inner perfectionist in me that I can't, if I say or if I stumble across words or I cough, like, nope, scratch it. I got to do it all over again.
Okay, so
And
inner
I,
perfectionist is politically correct for anally retentive. Whatever,
yeah,
code. Come
yeah,
on.
whatever you want to call it, man, it all works. It's all the same. But yeah, so I kind of go through, edit, and then of course it comes the uploading and all of the tags and the description and things like that. So
I hate those tags. I hate them. But
yeah,
you got another question, brother?
yeah. So I am a biology, biomedical science, and psychology major. Originally, my plan was to just single major in biology and then get a minor in psychology, just because the prerequisites for medical school, you have to have a lot of psychology classes under your belt. There's been,
Okay,
which I think is
you're
really, really good. There's a huge kind of movement in lessening that stigma with mental health. So they want you to take a lot of psychology classes. Um,
another shrink in the beard community. Great. As if crack wasn't bad enough, we got
all
you.
right.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a baby crack in the making. So, but yeah, like I originally was just gonna get the one major in biology and then minor in psych. And then I realized it's only a handful of classes between the psych major and the psych minor. So I said, you know what, it's only a handful more classes. I might as well just double major. And then we came out with a biomedical science major, and that's kind of essentially our pre-med undergraduate major. So it's specifically focused in a biology sort of path for people who are interested in entering into the medical field. So when they came out with that my freshman year, I said, you know what, I've got time to finish that one and still graduate on time. So why not? So I added the biomedical major to my belt and decided to go ahead and triple major. So
Got a question from Matt.
man, that's a really good question. Man, I've thought about that. I actually had an opportunity to go play overseas after my freshman
Really?
year of college. Yeah, so that was actually really tempting to leave and to go play basketball because I wanted to make, you can make money. I would have got to travel and see the world in Europe.
The age you were seeing the world for basically free and getting paid to
Right,
do it,
right.
dude.
And yeah, I came back to school. I've always told myself that if the NBA becomes a possibility or overseas or anything like that, that I wanted to finish my undergraduate. I know it's not necessarily the big forte in college sports right now. A lot of the kids want to go one and done. Their dream is to play
Yeah,
professionally.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I absolutely, I could not imagine a life better of getting paid to play basketball and see the world. But I want to finish my undergraduate because I know that I still like, regardless, even if I was to play in the NBA and have this long, luxurious career, making tons of money, like I still want to enter into the healthcare field. Like I still want to become a doctor one day. I still want to give back and serve the community through healthcare. So um, at the very
See,
least, I want to get my undergraduate, and then then if I go play professionally for a little bit, cool. Or if I go straight into medical school, whatever. But I want to get my undergraduate before I do any sort of like playing professionally or anything like that.
yeah, the smart ass part of me is going, you can just see it now. Game 7. Devin's got his pager on his side because his patient may be having problems. And he's like, sorry, guys, can't take the ball. He's got to run off to go do heart surgery or something.
Yeah, man, that's always been, that's been one of the things I told myself, is that if there was ever an option, I was going to finish my undergraduate. But
Yeah, and other Gary, I agree so much. As a 20-year-old, oh my God. My respect for you just grows every single time I frickin' talk to you.
I appreciate that. Everybody in the comments, I really appreciate that, guys.
And guys, I will tell you this true story, seeing how, and that may explain why you talked to me that day, Mr. Shrink, taking down notes for your paper, but still. Guys, I was having a really, really bad day in the middle of a live feed, and Devin reached out. And he's like, hey, not getting too far into it. He reached out. And he's like, don't do this. Don't do that. Don't be that. He talked to me for, a good hour and a half that night?
Yeah. Yeah, it was probably about an hour and a half on the phone, yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't like, okay, I got to go. No, okay, I got to. No, he was right there. He was calm. He was level-headed and just presented so many counterpoints that I didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear,
Right.
And Matt, I would love to see him in Boston Green.
Ooh, man. As much as I say I would hate that, I wouldn't. I'd more than willingly play for anybody in the NBA. I don't care who it is.
But I can see your hand twitching on the contract in Boston, right?
Right. I'd be really, really tempted to so my agent can't get me into LA, to play with LeBron or play with, with Denver or nothing. I mean, if it's my only option, okay, but
yeah, don't worry. Matt and I will be there to force you to sign that contract,
All right.
Sign it, dude, sign it.
Do it now.
Do it. All right, so I know I drift back and forth from some questions, keep a flow going, but do you have any companies that are kind of like your go-to companies, like if you're not testing a product? And I'll say for me, it's either Johnny Slicks, Chesapeake, or Ready Man.
Yeah, I've got a few different companies. So Defined is one. I think anybody who is familiar with me or my channel knows I have like this unhealthy obsession with 20. Yeah, it's an obsession at this point with 1626. So that is a scent that I literally cannot get enough of. I'm waiting for Carrie to come out with gallon-sized bottles of beard oil in 1626, so I can just bathe in it. So yeah, Defined is definitely a company I go back to.
Oh, time and time Buffalo again. Code. It puts the oil on the skin. It puts the oil on the skin.
Yeah, man, I love Defined. Carrie's an awesome dude. He's got 1626 is my favorite scent that I've come across this far. So 1626 is one for sure. The Bearded Mac is another one that I absolutely love and go back to time and time again. Yeah, those are two companies that I use a ton of, especially when I'm not testing. Another one for oil, especially, has been Whiskey and Hardtack. That one's got a really awesome. Nice feeling beard.
Yeah, Holly is freaking awesome.
Yeah, so I love that one. And then of course, the last one's probably Jolly Old Fat Man. I use a ton of BAM stuff. Especially his oil and hybrid together. Oh my goodness, it makes my beard feel absolutely amazing. So I use it. Those are probably the four companies that I go back to on a regular basis.
Welcome to the show. Weatherbeard, welcome to the show. How you doing, Corey?
Hey, what's up, guys?
And look at this. What's his first thing? No more Von Miller.
Hey, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to leave the Raiders talk out of it. If it's not go Broncos or go Nuggets or Lakers, the chat, we're going to put a quiet into that one.
All right. So what is a company that is on your to-buy list that you haven't grabbed yet?
Yeah, right off the top of my head, I'd have to say Hanyaker. Hanyaker is a company that I've heard so many people rave about. And everybody tells me I need to try, but I have not tried Hanyaker yet. I have absolutely no idea why, but that is probably the first company that I would reach for if I had just money to spend and order some product. It'd probably be Hanyaker. Beard Brand is another one that I have not tried. I haven't tried even the the white line or anything like that from Target, but that's a company that I want to get my hands on for sure. Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. There's so many companies and so many products
All
I
right, well,
want to
you
try.
got two.
It's
We're
ridiculous.
good. You got
Yeah,
two. You
but
admitted to two without going, well, that's a really tough question, and I'm not sure if I can answer it,
yeah,
trying to
man.
do the politically
Hanyaker
correct
is
thing.
yeah, Hanyaker and Beard Brand. I would say are probably the first two. If I just found $100 sitting on the sidewalk or something, I'd probably go ahead and put an order in with. But
Nice. And the flooring company's got a question for you.
Um, one of my big ones is like any sort of like fruity, citrusy stuff. I'm a huge like fruit, tropical, citrusy type of fan. Um, which I've just always been that way. As of recently, I've been absolutely loving tobacco scents. I don't know
Thanks,
kind of like
Corey.
what's yeah. Look at that rocking the man. I like it.
Yeah, but he
Um,
talked about you first, so who's the host here, Corey?
but yeah, tobacco has been another one that I've really been enjoying a lot lately. But I'm overall like I really like those like the clean, crisp, fresh kind of scents. Tobaccos have been really really nice lately, um, and I've slowly but surely kind of started to getting more into like the woodsy type of scents, not like the overly
Nice.
woodsy. I can't do like the super heavy woodsy scents; those quite aren't quite my forte. But I think kind of as the weather starts to cool down, we move more into like fall.
Yeah.
I've kind of been enjoying more some of those woodsy, like especially like cedar. Cedar's been one that I've actually really been enjoying lately. So starting to enjoy more of like the woodsy type of side of things a little bit lately.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good choices. I will
Right.
say it, pretty good choices.
Right.
There was one out there that really surprised me, in case anyone in the chat's wondering. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not think I would like honey in my beard, but after I got Kingston, I had to order that.
Yeah. I have Sunday morning in oil. I actually really like that one. But
There's very
Kingston's
few I don't have from Chesapeake.
Kingston's yeah, I don't think anyone's got a Chesapeake collection quite like you, but
I'm only missing 3, maybe 4 from everything he's ever released.
man, yeah, I gotta step my game up because I'm nowhere close.
What can I say? I got lucky. Right time, right
Yeah.
place, and the wife didn't know about half of them, so I'm good. And she's not home yet, so not like she's ever going to watch this video, but I don't care. Oh crap! I just blanked. All right, a company you may want to check out just because I put them up a moment ago. They are really sneaky good. Are these guys right there, LaFleur Company?
Okay, I'm gonna have to check
Not
them
because
out.
he's a good friend of the channel. He is really sneaky good. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
All right, well, what am I missing here? Okay. This is the scent profile. All right, guys. So I guess Corey wants our opinion. So there's the scent profile he's going to go.
Coffee, bonfire, toasted marshmallow, birchwood, oud, oak, and hazelnut.
That would be interesting. I mean, there's
Yeah.
one, maybe 2 companies I know out there who have had marshmallow in the beard scents. If I remember right, it's Luxurious Bastard and Fable with the Savior.
Mm-hmm.
And Luxurious Bastard, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something Bastard. Go figure. Corey, that could work. Yeah, I mean, the hazelnut goes great with the coffee. The oak and the birchwood oud give you that outdoorsy feeling. And as long as that bonfire is not too overpowering and dominates the scent, that could give you a really good camping scent.
Right. Yeah, I think you'd have to be a little careful on the bonfire because overly smoky. I don't know how that would necessarily play out with like coffee or anything, but I don't know. I think it definitely work.
And yes, I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna. Don't take any crap from the king of the Karens, Corey. Just don't. Okay,
Right.
don't.
Yeah, Tyson is not a fan of the smoky, but I know he does. He does like Barton's new scent, the smoked amber and oud. I know he's a fan of that one, which is surprising because I did not think that Tyson would like that at all.
That sounds familiar with somebody else. That's gonna bother me till we figure it out later. But okay, let's see. There we go. October camping. Whoops. If bonfire, yeah, because he's got one with a hickory in it. I think it's the Lindsay, and yeah. Why is everybody rebranding? No offense, Corey. I just everybody either relabels, rebrands, redoes this, redoes that. I don't know. It's just me.
Never settle, man.
Yeah, I get never settle, but I don't know. It's like weird, like when you're reviewing another company's product, and I won't mention anybody by name, and you get that with their brand new artwork, which is just phenomenal. And then, well, most of my collection is the old labels that I've yet to review. So nobody wants to see that. They don't want to see the cool artwork. Just a peculiar thing. Now, there we go. Seeing how we're getting into that autumn time, and don't worry, we got some other neat little things for you. Are you one of those great guys who likes putting pumpkin spice scents in your beard, or are you like anti-pumpkin spice?
So I am anti-pumpkin everything. I do not like pumpkin spice coffee. I do not like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin like anything. I don't like eating it. I've never been huge on the smell of pumpkin. So yeah, I'm not a huge pumpkin spice like fan, whether it be in beard oil or in actual real life of anything. So I would have to say no off the top of my head. I will say I have gotten my hands on a few fall scents this year that have pumpkin in them, and they are a little bit better than I thought. I will say the Savior from Fable. At first, I was like, absolutely not. Like, this is pumpkin. No. Like, off the top of my head, I said, absolutely not. I don't like pumpkin. That's actually a really nice scent that I never in a million years thought I would have liked because it's a pumpkin spice type of fall scent, but I actually really like it.
So Tyson got to you then, huh? Okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah. Tyson got to me. I will give it up. He may have changed my mind a little bit on the pumpkin. I'm still not going to be a Chiefs fan, but I will give it to him. The Savior's pretty good.
Now, you see, that's got to kill you being a barista at this time of year, where as much as I hate to say it, you see one leaf fall and every white girl's chopping up pumpkin spice and doing rails of them, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, I hear you. I am a barista, and we do like a spiced pumpkin chai latte. And this year we're doing just like a typical, just plain old pumpkin spice latte. And I cannot tell you how many times on a shift somebody comes in and asks for something with pumpkin, and I'm pouring syrups, and I'm like, this is disgusting. You people are gross. But hey, they pay me to do it. So as long as they're going to pay me for it, I'll do it.
I'm just getting visions of a disgruntled barista hucking like a stirrup at somebody going, I ain't making that crap.
Hey, it gets to that point, man. There are a lot of pumpkin spice lovers on this campus. So,
well, it's that time of year, man. Everything's got to be pumpkin spice. And then November starts to get halfway over, and everything is peppermint.
Peppermint, yep.
It's like pumpkin spice just vanished, and peppermint is here.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
All right, now, here's the most interesting one I got for you. Mr. I have a YouTube career. Anybody in college recognize you, your college campus, and go, hey, I watch your videos?
No, not yet, at least. I have a few teammates who found out just recently. They had kind of like been in my room or something like that. And actually, one of my teammates actually thought it was an essential oil collection. He was like, you have a lot of essential oil. It's like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you have like 100 some odd bottles of essential oil in your room. I said, those are not essential oils. So yeah, my team knows about it, but I'm just so introverted that I don't tell a lot of people. Like, I'm not somebody who, is out running across campus and, in the dining hall. I'm like, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So not a lot of people know about it. I'm just, I don't go out of my way to tell people.
Big old sandwich board on the front of you. My YouTube channel is this. Here's my social media.
Well, and my girlfriend tells me, she was like, what we're going to, like, she tells me all the time, she's like, just get like a t-shirt with your logo on it. And then anytime somebody asks, you can just plug it right then and there. Because people are going to see your t-shirt, be like, hey, what's that? You plug it right then and there and get them to subscribe. And I'm like, nope, absolutely not. Because that means I have to talk to people, and I don't like that. So,
you people, no.
Right? I'm okay. So yeah, not a ton of people have recognized me. People tell me I need to kind of put me and my channel out there more on campus, and but I'm introverted, so that's tough for me to kind of put myself out there like that.
Oh man, dude, don't make me do it for you, because I'll put that on blast everywhere on Instagram just for fun.
Maybe one day I'll kind of gain the confidence to do it, but for now I try and keep my channel and my social life. I mean, I don't have much social life because I don't like people, but I try and keep it pretty separate.
All right, this is the only way I can say this, and this is some advice.
Yeah, that is the glory of living in a college dorm room. So I'm not sure what that was, but that was something.
My first thought was to eat at the cafeteria. Boy, we better send you some money quick, my God.
As horrible as that joke sounds, today was Taco Tuesday in the caf, so I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he ate in the caf today. So Yeah, that is part of the college dorm life, man. That is it right there. You guys got to experience that firsthand.
Oh my God. Of course, Johnny Germs. I love it. Anybody surprised that Johnny's the one going, that was great.
Right? Yeah, that is the dorm life 101 right there.
Now, I'm going to say it like this. If you had enough confidence to get that very beautiful woman to actually, one, talk to you, number two, see you naked, and three, call you back, you got enough confidence to put your channel out there because your content is awesome. You've got a great message, you deliver it beautifully, and you give a really unique perspective that I think is really lacking out there.
Yeah,
so,
man,
my opinion,
appreciate that.
Get off your butt, get it done.
I appreciate that, man. But yeah, as far as the whole girlfriend thing, man, she came up to me first. I had absolutely no part in making that happen. She shot her shot and she made the first move. So because I never in a million years would have done it. If you saw her and saw me, you'd probably understand why I wouldn't do it myself. But
we have, and I get it, but still, you got through those three things, so you know.
Right? Yeah, that's fair. You got a very valid point there.
All right, now I usually ask everybody at the hour mark because traditionally I only let these run about an hour. Get a little bit extra time to go a little bit over?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you're on COVID. You're fine. What else are you going to do, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm stuck in quarantine still, so I don't have much else to do.
All right, man. We're at that point where I like to call it, let's have some rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be, I think.
Yeah. All right, brother. Chicken or fish?
Chicken.
Burgers or tacos?
Burgers. Yeah.
Steak or pork?
Oh, steak. Absolutely. All day long.
We
Long as it's well, yeah, well done, of course.
We'll get there in a moment. It's the two top burning questions. We'll get there.
All right.
I know you said you love music, so what's your favorite music genre?
90s hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
I got a nice little old soul.
Yeah, and I saw your record collection at your house. You know, so yeah.
Yeah,
I like how you
absolutely.
did that when you put them up on the wall like that. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, actually, I have them with me. They're actually sitting underneath my bed back behind me. So those should hopefully be, going up back there somewhere when I kind of figure out where exactly I want to put those and what I want to do with them. But those should be making a comeback into the good old background of the videos here very shortly. So
nice. All right, man. Favorite movie?
Ooh, The Wolf of Wall Street, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I've always loved that movie. I don't know why. That is a long movie, but I absolutely love that movie. But I will say, the Fast and Furious movies are a very close second. And yes, absolutely, A Tribe Called Quest is my absolute all-time favorite rap group. So, yeah, absolutely, I love A Tribe Called Quest. I actually have a Fife poster that I bought right after he died that sits in my room back home. So, yeah.
Nice. Baseball or hockey?
Baseball. I've never been huge into hockey, but I can't watch baseball the entire time. After the seventh inning, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with this. Baseball is too long.
This is the one I'm really curious about. Football or basketball?
Oh, by far basketball. I'm a huge basketball fan, especially if I played football for a long time. And I will say, I was actually growing up, I always loved playing football more than basketball. I played receiver. I was really tall and lanky. I could kind of jump and had some big hands. So I was a pretty decent receiver. And then when I was in 8th grade, I got my bell rung. I got absolutely lit up. I didn't have the best quarterback. So he kind of, he led me running a post route. And he didn't lead me into the best of places. So I jump up, I kind of catch a ball, and I turn. And the free safety absolutely lit me up. He rung my bell like I've never been rung before. My helmet popped off. We were in 8th grade. He was a huge kid. He actually went on to play college football at Virginia Tech. He's there right now. He's the same age as me. The kid's an absolute stud. So I got hit by quite the all-star in 8th grade. So I was, knocked the wind out of me. I laid there with my helmet, fall off. I fumbled the ball and threw it halfway across the field. And I laid there on the ground and I said, you know what? I'm a basketball player. I'm done with this. And I was at the point where I had become pretty good at basketball too. And I was kind of in that situation where I had to make a choice between one or the other. And that was the deciding factor. I said, I am done playing football because if I ever get hit like this ever again, I'm done. I don't even want to live anymore. So yeah, I hung the cleats up and it's been basketball ever since.
As he limps off the field, yeah.
Right.
I'll be okay.
Yeah. And well, then the scariest thing was that was probably, I think, like in the second quarter. I was also the kick returner and the punt returner. And of course, this kid was just such a stud and such a freak athlete that he was their headhunter on kickoff and on their punt team. So, I'm standing back there getting ready to field this punt, and I see him coming, and I'm like, he's 40 yards away, and I'm calling for a fair catch. I'm like, he's not hitting me. So yeah, he was a scary kid, man. He absolutely cracked me, and I said, yeah, I'm done playing football. I don't ever want to be hit like that ever again.
Nice, brother. All right, man. Favorite song. What is your absolute all-time go-to favorite song?
If I Ruled the World by Nas. That's probably my all-time favorite song.
Nice. All right. Here's a tough one for you. Got to pick one. Okay. Don't pass like other people. Got to pick one. If you could only use one men's grooming company for the rest of your life, who are you going with?
I'd have to say Define. Define holds a very special place in my heart. Right? I'm sure that probably shocked the world right there. But yeah, Kerry and Define hold a special place in my heart. So.
And Kerry, remember his check for promoting you like that shamelessly right. 30 days after this video. So
yeah, PayPal for sure.
Exactly. All right, man. Favorite ice cream?
Just plain vanilla. I'm not a huge ice cream fan to begin with, but I like to keep it simple when I do eat ice cream. So just straight plain vanilla.
All right. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas, for sure. Just being able to spend time with my family. That's typically as I'm being a college athlete and stuff like that the past couple of years. That's really the only time that I actually get to spend one of the holidays at home. I typically don't necessarily get to spend Thanksgiving at home, and I miss a lot of the other holidays because of school and stuff like that. But Christmas, I typically get to come home for at least a couple of days. So nice. We always do like really big family gatherings, and my family's all together. So definitely Christmas. All
right, we're getting down to the burning tube, but not yet. We got two more good ones for you. Are you a balm or butter kind of guy?
Butter for sure. I've never been huge into balms, but I've always loved butter. Since I got my first one, I was like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. So yeah, definitely butter.
As much as that comment really just makes me laugh, think about what the human race has done since sliced bread. But we always go back to, you can buy a bag full of sliced bread, and that's like the greatest thing since that invention.
Right. Very true.
What the heck?
That is very true.
All right, man. Now, I know all of us had like a beard washing routine, like wash, co-wash, whatever, before COVID hit. Has COVID changed your beard wash schedule?
Yeah, it did. While I kind of like been at home before I was back at school and stuff, I would wash my beard more often, especially if I went out in public. If I went out in public, I washed my beard just to kind of get everything. If there was COVID in the air, like I would wash my beard. But it didn't really necessarily change it a whole lot, just because I'm an athlete. I work out every day for the most part. Normally it's at least 6 days a week. So I'm getting gross and sweaty and nasty. So I wash my beard pretty much every day, regardless. So it didn't put a huge hampering or change my beard, and my beard wasn't used to being washed a lot because I wash my beard all the time anyway. So it changed it a little bit just because I wasn't able to work out as much, so I wasn't necessarily washing for the fact that I'd been sweaty and stuff. But yeah, I definitely washed it quite a bit. But hey, what's up, Dave?
Hey, David, how you doing, brother? And yes, thank you, Gary, thank you. And like I said, you ever want them tested, you've got my address. Shameless plug.
Hey, there you go,
right,
man.
I know you know these last two, but we got one more additional we're going to throw at you just to kind of trip you up a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Now, I know you've been doing, I kind of like to say it like the talk show circuit, how you've been going on every other live feed. Give us one little deep, dark secret of Devin that you have yet to reveal.
Ooh. Oh, man. Let's see here. All right, this some people, I think you might get a kick out of this one. So when my girlfriend and I met, we were actually at a high school football game. We went to different high schools. I was actually at her high school, watching her high school football team play with a few of my friends from my high school. We had a few kind of like mutual friends, but I had actually never met her. And so when she came up to talk to me, I was so terrified that I could hardly talk. I thought she was like just this like most beautiful, drop dead gorgeous girl, and I was the most awkward. You can ask her; she still makes fun of me for it. It's been like 3 years. Yeah, I say was. I still am. But yeah, I was absolutely terrified to talk to her. and I was like legitimately so scared that I could hardly speak. I was super awkward, and it was like, I mean, completely me and totally me. If anyone knows me as an introvert, like I'm just really awkward in front of people. So, yeah, that was one that was not a lot of people know about. I try and be like, oh yeah, I've got all this, all this game and all these smooth pickup lines. That's how I picked up such a right. I picked up a girl like that because I'm just so smooth. But no, in all honesty, I was absolutely terrified and wanted to like pee myself when she came up. So,
I it's funny, but it's also cool in the same aspect, because it's
right,
like you were real in that moment, and
yeah.
that's what she knew. She owned your ass, by the way.
Yeah, she realized from that point forward, she's like, yep, I've got this kid wrapped around my fingers, and she does. I will fully admit that.
He wants to be a doctor. I own him. I'm good for the rest of my life. God likes
Right,
me. I'm good.
right, yep.
All right, Matt. Now for the two burning questions that everybody loves to know. We already know one of your answers. I can take your steak.
Well done, of course, but not just well done with a side of A1. That is the best way to eat a steak.
Nice. All right. Now, if Joe's still watching out there, I want to see if you make him cringe. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
See, I'm kind of split. Pineapple on pizza is not my first choice. Like I wouldn't be if I was to order any pizza I wanted, it wouldn't be my first topping choice. But if pineapple's on there, I'll eat it. So
That's right. You're a broke college kid.
right, yeah. At this point, I'll eat just about anything on a pizza. But
And yes, I will say for the record, for Mrs. Bluegrass, when she talked about making you cookies, the first thing I said is he better not have played that broke college kid bullshit looking for food.
hey, man, I wish it was an act first. Let me start by saying that. I wish it was an act. But yeah, Miss Bluegrass, she is the absolute best, man. Got some cookies on the way here soon, so I cannot be more excited for those because yeah, the calf is just not quite cutting it. So
Well, yeah. I hate to put it that way, but yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I was military for a while. I know that shit sucks.
right.
Can't be any better than what we got.
Nope, man, it's pretty bad, but hey, we got to get through it somehow. So
Yeah, it's like, you're making food for what do you have in your campus? Maybe 3,000 people?
yeah, they're cooking for a few thousand kids. So we kind of, the realistic side of me realizes like, hey, they can't cater to specific needs and wants of a small handful of people. They're cooking for thousands, but at the same time, like salt and pepper never killed anybody. My goodness, like you gotta season something.
Oh, it got screwed up, Gary, on last week's live feed, so I think it's kind of evened out right now. I still can't believe some people who said yes, but still.
I
All
mean,
right, brother.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it, man.
Yep, now I'm starting to hear my kids starting to have a riot downstairs, and it's going to get really explosive when the better half gets home.
Hey,
My
man.
son is on day 4, guys out there, of distance learning, and I talked about this before in a step-parent vlog. He decided to not do his schoolwork today and not attend meetings and play videos on his school-issued laptop all day.
Oh man.
And as I try to remind him, every time he does something dumb, he gets caught. He may be very intelligent, but he's kind of stupid in certain areas.
Hey, I'm right there with him. It's all right.
Oh, I admire his attitude to try to do stuff. Like last year, he was organizing group meetings within the meeting, and he got caught. So yeah,
it was a good idea. I will give him that. It was a good idea, but poorly executed.
and I will say this: if no one's ever done distance learning with a kindergartner, that was an experience and a half today.
I believe it. I believe it.
I've never had to watch my words so carefully. I thought I was back in Catholic church, but that's just me,
I hear you,
all right, guys, we're going to open it up for a moment or two. If any of you have any questions for Code, throw them out. Now, until I see them, I'm going to say the stuff I usually do at the very end. Guys, look right down below. You see that website scrolling by. Go out there, go take a look. Seriously, it's a great organization that's helping veterans reduce that number. 1 is a problem. 22 is an epidemic that we need to get back under control,
Absolutely.
And yeah, Johnny, I saw that, brother. And I will say it again. If you don't feel you can talk to anybody, get a hold of me. I'll listen. I may not understand everything you're going through, but I will listen to you and not make you feel like you are all alone out there in this world.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I will say it like this part. Tomorrow's video, like I usually do, I usually reveal, it's going to be Detroit Grooming 313 beard oil. And I put something very, very different in that review that I've never done before.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's going to be interesting. I want to know what you guys think of it. My guest next week at this point, unless real life gets in his way, is going to be Wolfie Weirdbeard.
Awesome.
AJ's
a cool guy.
I am really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I really, truly
cool
am.
Yeah, AJ's a really, really cool guy.
Oh, yeah. He was very excited when I got a hold of him. I'm like, dude, you want to come on the show? He's like, are you screwing with me? No. You want to come on?
All right. Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, but okay. They're not typing anything up. Devin, man, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciated this, brother. I tried to bring something a little different tonight for you because I know you've done the talk show circuit, you know?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on. I know this was we've had this plan for a little bit, so I've been really looking forward to getting on here and chatting up with you guys and everybody in the comment section and stuff like that. So it was an honor, man. And I appreciate you having me on. And if you ever need a guest in the future, consider me because I'd love to be on again. That was really fun.
Oh, trust me. You're coming back, bro. You are. Okay, well, she can't, and we'll be down there to watch this happen. Woohoo! White half got home. Now the child is about to die. Guys out there, no, we're not going to kill him. Don't be calling Child Protective Services.
I've already dealt with him.
Oh, man, I missed it.
She got it under control.
Damn it. All right, guys, on that note, I know.
The trumpet's available.
I'll kill you. She just told me, hey, guess what? The trumpet's still available. I will kill you.
No, it's not still available. We've been waiting to be told that it was available to go pick up. Guess what?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You can lock up put a blanket under the door.
Okay, guys, it was nice knowing all of you because my son's about to start playing trumpet. I think I'm going to shove it up his tailpipe.
Oh, man. You have fun with that. As much... I mean, hey, I don't have it much better. I mean, you heard the screaming going on.
I'd rather have that. I'm XR. I'm used to that. Yeah, that's what I just usually say. Was she good or did it come out okay?
All right, yeah.
But still. Exactly, Gary. Oh, I was willing to watch this one and just kill the boy, yeah, kill the boy.
All right. I missed that and all the fun.
On that notice, I've just dug myself into a shrink, and everybody else watching this is probably going to call the cops on me later. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're being safe out there, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Go subscribe to this man, and I will see you guys in the very next video.
Yep. Take it easy, everybody.